make now because I'm independent designer right now. So last year I made 107.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think you'll make
really,
next year?
Probably I'm on track to probably make around 50 this year.
Okay, cool. So what's the deal with the house? Why would you sell it?
Okay, so we're thinking about relocating to Lexington. So we've always played with the idea of selling our home.
Oh, we're hearing
completely
Dave
out of
Ramsey.
debt, and then we could work the plan.
Ram Davesy.
She's gonna slide in.
Put your
this
name
one?
on your hand.
Oh, now it's us.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear us? Oh, now it's us.
Hello, can I hear myself?
Yeah, we're good. All right.
Can I answer myself?
All right. All right. Let's all share the video.
Already did.
I hear Roman and there's no one there.
All right. Tune in now. Hold on. What? How do you create a watch party? Like, what's that? Like, that sounds weird.
Watch party.
I know.
I think you invite guests and then they watch you and it's a party.
Is that, was it?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Me and Roman.
Lame.
Y'all aren't watching.
Lame.
I shared it.
Lame. Okay.
Let's see.
We got a live link now. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on just one second.
Oh, yeah, I shared it.
All right. Yay. Thank you, everyone who's watching on Facebook Live. We'll be starting here shortly. Yes. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait.
While you're waiting,
Watch party.
shall I tell you a little story about Santa Claus?
Right?
Santa Claus.
I was like, oh,
In the old
Santa Claus
days is coming to town. In the old days, the Norse god Odin was once related to Santa Claus.
What? Really? Yeah.
Oh, somebody's saying be quiet. I'm like, what?
So we don't talk.
You don't want you to tell the
close
secret.
So we don't talk
Hey,
about that
don't
here.
mind.
We don't talk about that here.
Don't mention Odin.
Okay. So in the olden times, the Norse god Odin was assumed to be Santa Claus. This was, of course, before we really knew about Santa Claus.
Right.
We, as in
Us.
Americans,
Right.
as in other people, because Norton's horse had 8 legs, and
Wow.
they associated them with the
What?
8 reindeer of Santa Claus. So there you go.
Or a spider.
Well, he was a god, you know.
That's interesting.
God, spider.
Well, that
god,
was an extra
Santa.
bonus for you guys on Facebook Live. So, all right. Well, we're ready. Chris is ready. All right. All right, everybody. Saturday Night Super Show coming at you in full effect with my puffy pirate shirt. For those who are listening on radio, go to our page and watch the live video. And I don't know how it happened, but I wound up in a puffy pirate shirt with a plunging neckline. And you know what? I'm okay with it.
Well, you know, Roman,
Yay.
I was talking to our guests before the show, and I mentioned to them, with you taking off your shirt in studio, in totality, in the time that you've done the show that I've been here, that makes you officially naked in this studio.
True. Right.
So.
Various parts of me have been undressed at different times. So cumulatively, that
What's
equates to full nude.
Nice.
what's the name of that guy that
Full
they
frontal.
wrote music?
This is the only full
wrote
nude
books
radio
about,
show you've ever.
with the long hair.
Fabio?
Julio,
Yeah, isn't it Fabio?
Julio.
And his hair,
Julio.
in the wind
In
and
Mexico,
everything.
in South America,
What's his
he was
name?
Julio.
Mario. Oh, Fabio. Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Fabio's the Italian version, and Julio is the Hispanic version.
Yes, right, exactly.
Romanio.
Yeah,
is
the
the
Julio.
San Antonio
Julio's a
version.
little shorter than Fabio.
Nice.
Like he's just like he's
Not
not
as
fat.
Not as buff.
Flavio.
He's been hitting the tamales.
Right, exactly right.
He
Yeah.
kind of remind me of.
You know, a
of
little
him.
Fabio trivia for
Julio
you.
or Fabio?
Yeah.
You know, Fabio has never once eaten a McDonald's cheeseburger.
I believe it.
Saw
I
that
don't
in an interview.
blame him.
Never once.
I don't blame
Second
him either.
person I've
I can't
ever
eat
heard
the
of that
burgers.
did that.
Right?
Really?
All close. My
Ooh,
friend in
yeah, yeah.
Australia, same thing. Never ever has been to McDonald's.
Is he like in good shape?
He's in excellent shape.
Oh, there you
He's
go.
got
That
a beautiful
explains a
wife
lot.
also.
I
in
do like their
excellent
French
shape.
fries though.
French fries, yeah. a
Do
lot
you know
of people
why
say
you
that.
like
Those
the
are
French
the best.
fries?
Why?
No, why?
They put sugar on the French fries.
Yes, that's like crack. That's how they get you.
Oh, wow.
All right, so all these wonderful voices you are hearing. Let me let everybody know who is in studio. We have my good friend Patrice Villastrigo, who is here. She's a musician, entertainer, and she's going to talk to us about an upcoming event that she's going to have going on. It's going to be out at the Jackson Ranch, which is a beautiful location that she owns. And yeah, it's a Renaissance festival, so that's why she brought me this very sexy. It's like the
that's
cover.
why.
It's like the cover of those romance novels. I'm like,
It is.
it's a romance. It's a roman novel.
Roman novel.
It's a roman novel. And then also we're going to talk about Mr. Popper's Penguins, which is going to be coming to the Magic Theater. And in studio we have the Master of Puppets. Is that how you call him?
Yeah.
I like the way it sounds. Lucian Hernandez, and then we also have Alejandro Pesina here, who is an actor in the play and does like multiple voices, and we were having a great conversation
voiceover.
about that. So we'll be talking about
Right.
that in just a little bit. So
I don't think you said the
Character.
Magic Theater right, though.
Yeah,
What did we
with
say?
the
It should be
Magic Theater.
The Magic Theater.
all right,
Oh.
jazz hands and
Exactly.
todo. Okay,
Jazz
all right,
hands.
so all right. Magic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Magic Theater.
So-
Gonzafos.
Mike's good with that stuff. A little too good. So okay, all right. So anyway, we just got through Thanksgiving. Angelita, our co-producer. Is that
Wait a
now?
minute.
What
Wait a minute.
Hold on, she's getting.
I'm confused. Like these
Co-producer?
titles change every week.
She's
yeah,
still
I
producer.
am who I want to be.
She's producer, intern.
Producer,
So-
intern.
She's on double secret probation.
It's a lot to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
up with, guys. So I really can't keep up with these titles. What do you want to call yourself? What do you?
Queen.
Oh no, that doesn't.
Producer.
Oh, everybody wants to be queen. Just stop. How many queens can we have?
Queen,
Queen,
my
like,
queen.
right. Adjust your crown, girl. Like,
Hi,
oh,
Chola
yeah,
producer.
so-
How about just bruja?
Whoa.
Yikes.
How about like a
No.
Renaissance title?
Winch.
Wench.
Well, that's
is
what
Renaissance,
the
right?
bruja.
Yeah,
the
pretty
bruja,
much. Get my ale. Get
the
my
bruja
ale.
can be whatever she wants, as beautiful as she wants, like you are, and
My
you know,
vieja.
yeah,
Good witch.
yeah, the bueno bruja. I like
La
that.
buena.
Buena,
Mike.
la
I've been-
buena.
Okay,
I've
either
been
way.
catching up on Sons of Anarchy, so we call her
Oh my God.
my old
why?
lady. We can call her that.
My old
Yeah,
lady.
old
That's
lady.
right.
The old
No.
Well, we'll kick that around and see what we can.
Yeah.
come up with. Anyway,
You need to watch the Vikings show, not Sons of Anarchy. The
Well,
Vikings is
I've
on
been
the History
behind.
Channel.
My wife is watching right now, so I don't watch the
really
stuff that she
good.
watches.
Yeah.
Sad.
I'm just sticking to all kind of Christmas movies right now. I've already been on that binge.
Hallmark.
My
Yeah,
favorite.
well,
Elf.
Hallmark, and then yesterday I saw the
Scrooge?
the Scrooge one. What's it called again? Why am I
The
blanking?
Christmas
Which
Carol.
one?
Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God,
I couldn't even think of it. I was like,
we
wait,
were
what is
right,
it?
Right, just gonna,
Christmas
like,
Carol.
I love it, but I
He's
can't
all,
remember the name.
Lucha Libre.
Well, there's so many like Christmas stories.
I'm
and stuff.
sitting
It's
here
like,
thinking of Bill Murray and Scrooged. Oh yeah.
No, Scrooge.
No, the original.
Yes,
So Christmas
I
Carol,
understand
but the
now.
one, the animated one where Jim Carrey voiced it.
Oh.
Oh, is it the night before?
I haven't seen
or
that one.
It's
The
Christmas
night
Carol.
before Christmas.
Christmas
You know?
Carol.
It's a Christmas
Okay.
Carol.
Okay.
We said it 5 times.
Never mind. Never mind.
Bro, it's Christmas. But you know, and I'm watching it, and it's funny because my daughter, she's 18 now, but she's watching it with me, and she says, "You know, Dad, this was really scary when I was younger watching it, because man, some of
That
the
is pretty
Oh.
the
intense.
scenes like they really
is.
are
It's
creepy."
very
Ghost of
scary.
Christmas
Yeah.
Past, stuff like that.
I went to
Yeah.
see. I went to see it in theaters, like that version, and like there was like kids crying in the
Right.
theater because like it
It's
was
scary.
It's because it's dark. Like it's darker
It
than.
is.
There was an
Oh,
80s show
yeah.
that had a Christmas Carol episode that was very touching. And Mr. T in the 18, he really carried that episode.
Mr. T, give me
Yes.
a
He's all,
break.
Pity the fool that don't help people. And don't love Christmas. Goes fast,
Right,
goes
right.
fast.
Come here, Tiny Tim. Come here, Tiny Tim. Right, so
God bless us, everyone.
Jingle, 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 all his chains.
I think I lost the Mr. T there. Speaking of voices, you do voiceovers, so you're all like, that's a horrible Mr. T.
Like they're so
That's a
lame.
horrible
Well, yeah,
Mr.
like
T.
different character voices.
What's impressions do you do?
Yeah.
Famous
What's your
people.
favorite?
I mean, I don't
You don't
really,
necessarily
do
I don't really do
impressions.
impressions.
Just
It's
characters.
just if I, depending on the show, if it's like a certain character, like an old man.
Give us an
or-
old man.
So,
Oh, I-
well, first of all, let's do this. First, tell us what the play coming up is about, and then we'll kind of dig into that a little bit.
So, Mr. Popper's Penguins is based off the book by Florence and Richard Atwater that was out in 1938.
Very
Pretty
good.
much the show is about an older man. He's a painter, and he's kind of, bored with his life, wants adventure, and all of a sudden gets brought with these penguins. So he has these 2 penguins that he has to deal with, and all the crazy like adventures they go through, and then they go into show business.
What?
And and it just goes
That's
to
an
there.
interesting
And then,
Yeah.
it also got
Cute.
turned into a movie with Jim Carrey.
Yes, I remember
but
that.
the movie is different from the book, completely different.
Really?
Like
Always.
Mr. Popper in the movie is like works in New York City. He's
Yeah.
this top,
Yeah.
CEO person, and then
Oh, wow.
his dad actually gives him the penguins, and it's totally
Oh.
different.
Like modernized.
yeah.
Mm.
This
And
takes
the
Happy Feet to a whole
yes.
new level.
Oh yeah, exactly right. And the book and the musical are the same with like a few differences, like a little changes, but pretty much sticks to the book and all that.
That's pretty cool. And you're doing like how many characters in this
8
thing?
different characters.
Ooh.
8 different
Wow.
characters.
Yes.
And so we talked about this a little bit before it started. It seems to me like that could get confusing. Like, have you ever gone out started to do the wrong voice or
yes,
something?
like I'll be out talking to my friends or my mom, and all of a sudden, like I start talking in a lisp because like one of my characters has a lisp, or I'll talk like
try to help you, they
Admiral
think you're having a
Drake.
stroke.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, no, I'm not that person. Like, don't talk like that. Like, it's crazy how like
Hey, but then you
do
say
get
that line out
confused.
loud. That sounds even crazier. They look at you, you're like, I'm not this person. I'm not this person. Get it to They're like, whoa.
The look on their face
Right.
when I'm talking to them, they're like,
Right. That's
Ah.
that's so funny. Yeah, I could see that kind of getting lost in that,
yeah, it's pretty
almost
crazy.
like when Madonna moved overseas and came back with a British accent. She didn't know who
Oh,
she was
Madonna.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's
What-
easy
what-
to
What
do.
was her
Yeah,
name?
right?
Her name was Madge or Midge.
Or
wasn't it?
something like that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was
It's easy to do the Midge actually. When it was easy to do. I've been over there performing. I've been over there for like a month, and when I
Oh.
come back, I have a little bit of an accent.
It
It's just
happens.
so easy
Really?
to do.
Yeah.
You adapt to whomever you're speaking
I do
with.
that
and
when I go to the West
when
Side.
most-
Yeah, I do that. I do that after the flea market. Yeah, all
But
of a
accents
sudden,
accents can be kind of fun. I mean,
yeah.
like
oh yeah,
I do a Swedish accent in the show, which is
Let's hear it.
which is no,
Come on.
which is very difficult for me to do.
Because you have
See, that
to-
sounds great.
He's all,
I watch a lot of like the Swedish Chef from the Muppets.
It's not like the Def Leppard song in the
that's fun.
beginning.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
he's all oh my bleeping.
Okay, so when I was in Victoria, Texas, we went to Arby's with a guy who had never been to Arby's before.
Okay.
So he's studying the menu intently, and the girls behind the counter just look at him and are like, oh, yeah, he's from Sweden. He doesn't know English. And so we started doing the Brooklyn Police Plaza in Big Montana, and these girls were
What?
totally believing it. Yeah.
I had a friend one time that him and his buddy were eating at a Denny's, and they were doing like these British accents, just having fun with each other. It winds up there was a couple sitting behind them
Oh, my God.
who were British who heard them and came over, and they were like, "Oh, we're so happy that someone from Britain, and they wanted to
Awesome.
sit with them and talk." So then he goes, "So, dude, then we had to maintain these accents for like an hour because we didn't want to tell
Oh,
them that we were
man.
like just
And
kidding."
they're like, and where are you from?
right,
Uh,
right.
that
Yeah,
kinda-
right. He's all Pflugerville.
But that kind of sounds like fun. Like the actors, like us backstage, just for fun. Like we'll just talk to each other in like random accents and just say just fun stuff because it's fun. Like
That
it's a lot
is.
of fun. It's
Sure.
funny.
That is cool.
I used to
like.
date someone that we spoke Russian to each other
Oh,
with the
nice.
accents.
Wow.
Wow.
With the accents.
Sounds
like that, I
sexy.
couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
It
right.
was
No.
very much fun.
Really.
Very
Google.
much fun.
Sounds like
We'll
the
get
arguments would be
vodka.
fun.
Well, remember.
Right?
So you speaking of, like the Russian thing. Remember that movie Heartbreakers with Sigourney Weaver and
Yes.
Oh.
I
Sigourney.
love that movie.
And-
Sigourney. He's all
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's such a great movie. And Jennifer Love Hewitt. And remember when she's having to do the Russian accent and she's
Yeah.
pretending and she's in the restaurant. And the guy busts her like he's like,
Yeah.
you don't even know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And she's like, da, da, and starts singing back into the USSR. It's like it is so funny. That would be me, like just crack under pressure. Okay, and so now we also though have in studio one of the penguins.
Yeah.
You can hop that up on the counter
For
here.
those on radio, you can go back and watch
for those
our
on
Facebook
radio, like I
Live.
said, go to
Here,
our
just pull
Facebook
'em up.
Live. Yes.
Throw everything up
Or however
there.
you want to do it. However you want to do it.
However you want to do it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Here's my undershirt.
And your purse.
My undershirt.
Your
My
purse.
Our purses.
And your underwear.
Our
purse.
purses.
I left my fanny pack in the car.
Yeah.
So,
Hello, Mr. Penguin.
and so, how many? So again, how many penguins are there in the?
So
Is this? It's all puppets in this thing.
Yes.
Yes.
There's technically 12 penguins.
Wow.
There are 2 adults, and then there are 10 baby penguins that come in later in the show.
Now this is real interesting. Now you build these,
Yes.
so you are the puppet master.
Yes.
That's
I like
very
to think
cool.
so.
And so, is this one of the voices you do for this character?
no, actually, our director Carolyn, she's an amazing director. She actually pre-recorded the penguin voices.
Oh,
so her,
yeah.
so
her,
all
and her
kind of synchronized.
yeah, so her and her husband, they stayed after rehearsal one day and they just
Knocked it all out.
knocked it all out. So
Oh,
our
that's
sound
cool.
guy,
All the
what he
adults,
does,
the babies,
yeah.
and then the seal was John.
I
Mhm.
just like that there's a giant penguin just next to me in studio. It's just like,
Dude,
ooh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Right. Mike looks like a giant penguin. Yeah.
Yeah, all of
so-
them are just fully designed
ahead,
and
do that
built by
again.
me.
What is like? What's in there?
So like the first half, it's kind of like a stiff, like almost upholstery foam.
Okay.
So it's all hollow under here. But like from here up, it's rings of foam, so that's why he can have all this movement.
That is so
Mm.
cool.
And it's just a solid block up here that I carved to make the head.
How long have you been making
Uh-huh.
puppets? This is crazy.
1 year.
What?
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
What made you decide to suddenly do that? Don't make out with it, Patrice. Right. It's a
Okay.
child penguin, Patrice.
Before I came to Magic, I did like kind of custom like armor builds and things.
Oh,
And
wow.
I just did like my own kind of stuff. And then when I came to Magic, I was like, yeah, I'll be building headpieces and things. And they're like, also puppets.
Isn't that
so
something?
I'm just learning as I go, just kind of making it up.
And he's
That's
Very
really good for
smart.
Madagascar. He made our penguin costume.
Really?
I mean, puppets.
Yeah, they're completely different. They look
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like the cartoons.
Oh yeah, they're really
But
good.
like for these, I had to figure out because I wanted all that movement, but then I also wanted them to have like the full wing flap movement.
Oh yeah, you can lift their wings up.
It was cool
Look at
because when
you.
he was building them, we had to rehearse with them. So it was like Terminator penguin.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Like
It had like half of the fabric on it.
Yeah.
The rest of it
Right.
was exposed.
Everybody's all scared. Kids are all scared. Ah, it's a ghost skeleton penguin. So, dude, isn't that funny though? How you kind of can find things, skills that, you get put in a situation.
Mhm.
Suddenly you're like,
Yeah.
wow, I can.
Yeah, 'cause,
Creative.
like,
You find
when
your
I was-
creativity.
Yeah, when I was going through like school and everything, I did more fine art, so I was more of a painter.
Okay.
And I just started trying to build other things because I have other skills like welding and carpentry. But like with this job, I'm able to pull like all my weird skills together.
Ah, I
And
like
I'm
that.
Oh, I
Wow.
can use all these different materials that I know how to work with and just make a puppet with them.
Put all my
And it all
weird
just comes
skills together.
together. Yeah.
So
That is
who
so-
does the penguin voice? Who does the penguin
A male or
voice?
female?
Well, like he was saying,
He
You gotta
does
look
the
under.
director and her husband have already voiced the penguins' voices, so they're synchronized throughout the show.
And then
That
he
and
moves.
so someone's just
yeah,
moving
and then
on.
the
Yeah.
actor, yeah.
time.
We
So
have
how do you make
two-
his mouth move?
Right.
So it's
Like who?
tool right here. So we have
Oh,
two main.
that's how you do it. That's how
We
you
have
do
two
the
main
voice.
puppeteers,
I wanna- I
Madeline
wanna-
and Caleb.
I want him to host the
Oh.
show.
And they
Hell
have them and
yeah.
they move around.
Yeah.
And then whenever they move the mouth, they have it synced up to the soundboard.
What's
And
his
They
that's
name?
how
control
they-
it whenever they do
What-
the sound.
is that
So
what's
we
his
have an
name?
upgrade on
This
host
is Captain
right now.
Cook.
That's Captain Cook.
This is
That's
Captain Cook.
Yeah.
Captain.
I never
wanna do a voice for
have
him.
time like to actually be
this
with
is
the
Captain
penguin
Cook.
because I have all these quick
Welcome
changes
to the
and all,
Saturday
so, like,
Night
he doesn't
Super
let
Show.
me
I don't know how he
do
suddenly
it.
became
Wow,
Mexican.
but me and
He's a-
Leia, the
he's-
other actor, we have our
My
baby
name?
penguins
He's
that
the
we
Happy
Oh,
Feet,
wow.
Robin
He
Williams
must be
voice.
from the South Pole.
Capitan
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
Hola, hey,
Oh, it's-
welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And my name is Captain Cook. I like to cook, and I'm a penguin,
It's so funny
and
to do it this way.
and I do penguin stuff.
Are
I
you
met
okay?
him at Nogalitos
Captain
and
Cook is in
Zazamora.
his
Yep.
zoot suit.
Like it's real hot outside for me right now. And,
Holmes, he's at Holmes, right?
hey,
Capitan
hey,
Cook.
and I was talking to you, bro. And I want to icy right now because I'm really hot. So next up on the show
Did you say La Raza or La
is,
Raspa?
is my friend Petey Parrott. He's coming up in a little while, and he's got a joint, and so get ready to spread his wings and fly, not only physically but proverbially, and emotionally. So he'll be up a little later. So
Wow,
we'll be
you're-
taking some calls in a little while.
Hey, La
You got
Raza is
any-
following us right now.
We got some new
Captain
followers.
Cook,
Uh,
don't tell him my secrets.
For some reason, they said there's an ice agent at the door, but I need some ice right now because it's so hot. But that's fine. Oh, it's not that kind of ice. What? I should be scared? Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, sorry, I'm abusing your penguin.
Ah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want one of those for home.
I've seen one of those videos where they abuse the penguin.
Oh, God.
Speaking of, all right. So, oh man, well that's awesome. So okay, so when is the play starting again? Give us the dates.
Well, it opened last week.
Oh,
And
okay.
It's running
Great.
through December 23rd, and there's like different show times and days. So if you just go on magictheater.org, all the information's on
And
there.
it's MAGIK.
Yes.
Magic with a K.
Theater.org, and it'll have all the dates and
And
everything.
also, and it has all our upcoming shows too, like Charlie Brown. We're going to be doing a Charlie Brown Christmas at the Empire Theater downtown.
Charlie Brown.
And
I
that's
wanna
going to be
Lucy.
from December 20th through December 24th. And I'm
24th.
actually playing Snoopy.
Look at
Yeah.
you, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Snoop.
Now,
Have
you
they,
guys- you
have they
guys can-
cast the piano yet? I'd like to be on the
Yes,
piano
yes,
for
yes.
yes,
On
yes.
stage.
Just-
Charlie Brown Christmas. What about Lucy?
I
Yes,
want to be
everything's
Lucy.
already cast.
Oh, I wanted to be
Sorry,
Lucy.
guys. It's
Yeah.
cast.
Sorry.
You think they have? Hold on, wait. Let me get this straight. You think they have this play scheduled to go already, and for some reason they haven't cast the people
They don't
for
have
it yet?
Lucy?
That's how
Like,
we
is
would
that
do
what-
it.
is that what
Don't
you
you
think?
have like a second
That's-
backup?
Right, that's how
Well,
we would do
What
it.
is that called?
Understudy.
Yes.
Understudy.
A second backup.
Hey, okay, if you don't know what an understudy is, you're probably not an actor.
A
I
set-
know
Just
what an
saying.
understudy
And
is.
and a second backup would actually be the second understudy because the backup is the understudy.
And
See
what about
it?
the third?
So the second
Third
backup
understudy?
is the backup of the
Third,
backup.
the
Two
third
days
is
out.
custodian.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
I wonder
Me too.
What
I wonder
Only
if
one.
custodian
one.
has ever
And we
had to
had
jump
to
on stage
Be more than one understudy.
and do a part. That'd be so cool.
If a
Let's do a
custodian.
movie.
we need to.
Where have I heard that something like that happened? That someone who wasn't an actor in the play, something happened because they were familiar with it every night.
They knew the lines. They were
Oh no, you know what I'm thinking of? That scene from Dewey Cox where the singer got
Oh.
sick and he had to fill in, and the singer's black and the whole band's black, and Dewey Cox, he's white, and he goes up there and he starts talking like he's the black guy, and everybody's looking at him like,
You're not black.
I think we're offended, not sure. He's all, there's some times when you just want to go out and get some strange. Like what? It's so funny. Oh my God, you didn't see that scene?
And we just flew off
It's-
the rails. Y'all.
It's just so
Thank you for
stupid.
listening to very, very last
Yeah.
ever Saturday Night Super Show.
Y'all got to see it. Whoever has never seen Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, you got to go see it. It's not as dirty as it sounds. Well, there's parts.
It is.
There's parts.
Oh my
Sorry, there's
gosh.
parts. But it's
It is,
brilliant.
it is not child friendly.
It's no, it's not
I
child
need
friendly
to
at all.
Stop and call the fairy godmother and
It's,
stop all this.
It's just
So-
hilarious. It's funny.
Speaking of Dewey Cox, if he were in Texas now,
Oh, we know
his
what
libation would be.
we exactly know what it would be. It would be some Tito's vodka because he's
There we
a
go.
man that knows
Ooh,
his
vodka.
drinks. So let's have a quick word
Yeah.
from our sponsor, Tito's Vodka.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito set out to build a microdistillery, incorporating elements of artisan craftsmanship from boutique wineries into the spirits industry. Pot distilled, made from corn, Tito's is naturally gluten-free, crafted in Austin, Texas, to be savored by spirit connoisseurs and everyday drinkers alike. For Tito's recipes, infusion ideas, Tito's swag, or to learn more about our story, visit Tito'sVodka.com. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Woo, man, the things that happened during those commercials. Patrice just defiled this penguin with her words. With her
No,
words.
all I did was ask for a cup
Yes.
of ice. Imagine what you can do with it. I mean, sorry.
So, all right, so a couple of interesting stories I was looking up here. I'm glad we've got a mixed group of people here because I've got some questions.
I'm very
Speaking
mixed.
of pornography, I saw this story, which I thought was interesting. I brought it up to Mike, and he had an interesting comment on it. Starbucks, we're all familiar with Starbucks, have directed their employees to use Dunkin' Donuts as opposed to Starbucks because
what?
Starbucks has banned their pornography website. So, to me, the question is, why is anybody watching pornography at a Starbucks?
I mean, come on, you got to
What
get your white
porno-
chocolate
what-
mocha and,
Right, yeah,
watch
exactly
something,
right.
I
It's
guess.
all
I have no
inappropriate.
idea.
Wait. What do you mean Starbucks has a pornography site?
No,
No, they're blocking porn.
There
on
is
their
a
Wi-Fi.
pornography
gotcha.
site
Yes.
Okay.
that Starbucks is blocking them. But
Starbucks
again,
porn.
who goes into Starbucks
There's probably some of that.
to watch pornography?
Lonely people.
I do.
Like
or-
Mike's like
Monica
I do.
Lewinsky.
Well,
And
I
is
just,
it-
I just can't believe that's even an
Very
article.
godmother.
Like that's even a.
Right, it was on TMZ,
I.
but
well,
it's
of
it's like
course it's TMZ.
right. But the fact that they're saying we now are endorsing Dunkin' Donuts is saying I guess Dunkin' Donuts doesn't filter whatever you're watching inside Dunkin'
They
Donuts.
probably have a back room.
Nice.
Right.
The
It's a
Dunkin'
dark,
room.
Get
a
your
dark-
donut and go
right,
back there.
Right,
like,
Oh
You
my
gotta give them
gosh.
the code word rutabaga.
right, exactly.
No, Duncan.
You could get extra shots in the coffee. That's the code. We're like 2 mocha
Okay,
shots.
no, what
right.
you do is you tug on your ears that I'm here for the D.
Yeah, Dunkin'
D
Donuts.
Dunkin'
Right,
Can you
yeah,
just
no.
imagine how awkward that is? You're there at
Double D.
Starbucks, you get your drink, you sit down, and you look, you're like, oh.
Right, and someone's watching. Right, how do you even
Like,
address that?
I would say, what site is that?
I'm not going to give the site because I'm not encouraging people to use pornography. I'm not going to
Fairy
promote.
godmother, where are you?
I'm not going to promote.
So if you want donuts and porn, go. to
Right,
Dunkin'
yeah, you want to
Donuts
get
then.
get your donuts and porn.
Donuts.
Right, they should make a commercial like that, right? Like
Well, see,
or some kind of
McDonald's-
Get
slogan.
some donuts and go home.
Because what is Dunkin' Donuts? What is their
Don't
slogan
do this
again?
in public.
What is their slogan? They had a slogan.
You know you like it, baby. I don't know.
That's it now.
Who's slogan?
Dunkin' Donuts, didn't they have a slogan?
Double D here
Brown
for
chicken,
pleasure.
brown cow.
Now,
Fun.
I remember when they used to have the donuts guy, and it was like, time to make the donuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, time to
That was
make the
that.
donuts.
I thought they
they're
were
doing
changing their
now.
name.
Yeah, you're
I thought
right.
they were gonna take the donut out of like it was
Like,
just gonna be Dunkin'.
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 Because they sell more than donuts now.
You're
so-
right. You're right. Yeah, they sell pornography.
Tamales.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
They sell a good time. But what a way to start your morning.
Double D.
Right?
Nice.
You're like, yeah.
Hey, that's a good. What a way,
What a way to start your morning. Yeah.
Boom.
Rise and shine. Right.
Maybe that's why they're taking the donut off. They don't want to be known as Double D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
there
you're
you
right,
go.
especially with this.
Ooh.
So either way, I do not feel comfortable in Dunkin' Donuts anymore.
Well, I will not go there.
No, I love Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, we can see that's not true,
I
Roman.
love. You know what?
It's
the
TMZ.
puffy.
I
It's the
mean.
puffy
No.
shirt,
Puffy
Mike.
shirt.
It's the puffy shirt, Mike. You know.
It's cold. It was water. It
You
was
know that's
cold.
what it is. Yeah. All my chests,
Okay.
showing all my chests. So anyway, so I didn't get to finish with my question when we're starting the show. Angelita, whatever your title is.
Good old what's her face?
What did you do over Thanksgiving?
Buena bruja.
Did you pig out?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, I pigged out on
Were you alone?
Thanksgiving
Wow,
with
it
a
seems like this
turkey.
is suddenly.
No, it's because like you said, pig out,
You
and
got
pig
it.
is pork,
You
and
got
it
a
was
tear in your eye.
Thanksgiving turkey. So
Don't
Yeah.
don't
But
dig so
ham-
deep into
ham
it.
is pork, and
Don't
people
dig
have
so
ham
deep
at
into it.
Thanksgiving.
yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I had turkey and dressing and all that good
Did you make
stuff.
that stuff yourself, or are you one of those that orders it from like Bill Miller's or something?
No.
I heard it's good though.
No, it is good. I have a friend of mine that she orders her turkey and everything from Bill Miller's and pies and makes her husband believe she made it
Wow.
Wow.
How does she get away
sneaks it
with
in the
that?
house.
Neat.
because of his hours.
I bet
The,
she's
the way
not
he
the
works,
only one.
he
Yeah.
works like an overnight kind of thing. And
At
so
Starbucks?
she at Starbucks, right? And she says for years because I ran into her one day. She was picking it up, and she says for as long as we've been married, he thinks I'm making a turkey.
Wow, what's her
and
name?
sides
But,
and
like,
everything.
isn't
I'm not
there-
gonna give her name.
But when you cook it, isn't it like? Wouldn't it like?
She
smell
just
the
warms
whole
it.
house when
She
you
Yeah,
puts
you
it.
warm it up and
No,
it
she puts
smells
it in
good.
something
Yeah.
else,
In the
and
homemade
she'll kind of put it in there a little
the
bit
home-
to make it
Wow.
seem like she was. Yeah, she goes. She discards the evidence. She gets
Right.
rid of the Bill Miller's boxes.
She
and
does
everything.
aerobics in the back, so she comes out.
Right,
she got sweat on her
sweating and
brow.
everything. Right. She puts blood and feathers
Well,
around.
I guess I
like-
don't blame her because that's a lot. If, depending how big your family is, that's a lot of food to make.
See, that's the thing. It's really like her kids are grown. It's like her and her husband, and I think like her son would come visit with his wife, but that was like about it. It's not like she was cooking for a bunch of people.
Oh, okay.
Well, if it's
So-
4 people, why are you having it at the house? You should be at a restaurant.
No.
You think? Are you that guy?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I
Most
think-
restaurants
I
that
think
are
you can
open.
still have it there with 4
Fine,
people.
Tim Allen.
What kind of
Santa's-
restaurant? Like, where would you go?
Paula-
Luby's?
Paula Dean's was open on.
Was it?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, boy.
I've heard mixed reviews about
Really?
Paladines, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
Ah, I
it's
wanna
really
try
poor
'em.
people
I
who
don't
don't
know.
like it.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
$15 entree.
It's
not
hard to
much,
swallow
but
when
hey,
it costs
that's-
that much.
That's good eating right there, boy.
Well, you know, I've always wondered that too, because, like, yeah, let's just go somewhere and eat, and then go do something, right? Like
Yes.
I've always kicked that around, but it's like I mention it, and it's like all of a sudden I'm
A
like
lot of people
jerk.
go to the movies on Thanksgiving.
Or Black
That's what
Friday.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now it's at
Leftovers.
6 o'clock
Movies, though.
p.m.
Yeah, that's the
There's
thing.
no leftovers then.
I
Yeah,
stayed
no,
home
that's true.
and I ate pecan pie and I ate pumpkin pie and whipped cream and played
Straight
with
whipped
my
cream?
animals.
You're off.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Aw.
Do y'all say
Did some crafts.
pecan or pecan?
Pecan?
I say
It's
pecan.
pecan.
It's pecan.
Pecan.
And as my good
Pecan.
friend Jay LaFar has a joke about that, pecan versus pecan. A pecan is what you use when you've been on a long drive. You can't find a restroom. So versus pecan.
Actually,
oh,
No.
pecan.
Oh, there's a name for it.
I
You
didn't
know
know
for
that.
sure they're from Texas because anybody outside Texas always says pecan.
you think? Yeah. Well, so like with us, we had a bunch of. You're
Just
talking about
wrong, dude.
leftovers. We had a bunch of pie and all this stuff. Like, and it's weird because I had this mindset of, you know, it's so much temptation to have all that stuff there. So my thoughts were, let's eat it quickly and get it out of the way.
Let's eat it all
so it's no
today.
longer tempting us.
Completely.
But it's like you're just making it worse. Like just eat it all now. Like just keep. Like I was helping. Like it's such a stupid
I went back for
mindset.
6, and I was.
Yeah.
Roman's like, I was bloated. I was
It,
so
it
bloated.
was
I didn't eat that much.
just
Bloated.
so bloated. Really?
Yeah.
See, that's good. You're one of
didn't
those
eat that
people. You
much.
got discipline and stuff.
Like, well, I don't really like turkey. Like, I'll eat
Really?
it, but I'm not like a huge fan of it. So.
I
lot of
am
people don't
because
like
you
What
know.
about penguin? Have you ever had?
I'm
no,
kinda
Mike.
with
No.
you.
I think these
I've
are
had my
puppets.
fill of turkey.
Yeah.
Last time I made a goose. The time before that, it was a pig.
That
Actually,
A
sounds
goose?
Good. Goose sounds
How'd that
good.
come out?
it was really great.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, lots
Next,
of gravy.
next year we're gonna have an
Duh.
ostrich.
You do.
We're
you
doing
do
all
this-
the birds.
A peacock.
Right. A toucan.
It doesn't have to be a bird. I mean, we got a little baby pig from. I
Oh.
did a luau one Thanksgiving.
Really?
Baby pig, I mean from Calabria Meat Market.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm advertising.
Okay, Moana.
I need to hang out with Patrice on holidays.
We cook
Okay.
all the time.
So we're gonna talk about what Patrice has going on over at her place at Jackson Ranch. But before we do that, I want to talk about a little bit of my experience with Jackson Ranch. So,
Oh, yeah.
at one point, me and some of the Great Day crew, we went and shot a segment out at. Don't look, Chris. And
I was looking at the time.
His here we go, Chris.
You weren't
TV
there,
story.
Chris.
So, yeah.
story, man.
And no,
You
we went
weren't
out there to
there.
shoot a segment because Patricia's like, it's haunted out here. There's all this crazy stuff that happens.
Oh.
So we went and we
go in
yes,
the
Mike.
No, I just remember that story.
Okay, so we went and we Mike just had a spasm like just because you remember the story. Hey, I'm like, what's wrong, Mike? Oh, I remember the story. Is that what you do when you remember stuff? Like that's
Yes.
crazy. Hey, Mike, remember that time? So anyway, so we go out there to Patrice's place, and we went out and walked the property. We stayed overnight, and it's a beautiful, huge house with just how old is that?
Well, parts of the house were started a couple of hundred years ago.
Yes.
And in 1826, it was awarded as a Spanish land grant to Manuel Leal for his services at the Battle of Bear.
Okay.
And I'm the 7th owner, actually.
And you said it's the highest point in the city,
It is. It is.
and that's where did you say like Indians or natives or something would do? ceremonies out there.
Originally, as Native Americans, we call them Native Americans because they were the first ones on this land.
Okay. Outside of the aliens,
True.
space
They're
aliens.
everywhere.
Not
They own the
Hondurans.
world.
Then
Anyway.
Anunnaki.
Go ahead.
So the natives, because it's the highest spot, the natives used it for ceremonial grounds.
Yeah, and I saw
And
that.
you can feel it.
Wow, that's so
It's very cool. And then so you go out there, and so we've got this great footage of when we're out there in the property, the orbs. You've probably seen some of the shows.
Yes.
You got this and weird stuff, and we had like night vision cameras. We had all kinds of stuff, and all these crazy orbs. And so at one point when we're walking around the back, and Patrice is telling us a story about this tree where did they used to punish slaves, or they'd whip them or beat them or
yeah, I think
hung
they-
them
they-
and all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
And then so she's telling us how they used to also use that house though to help slaves escape to freedom, and they would hide them. There's a room underground under the library, and so and so she's telling us. She goes, there is she's like, people still talk about you can hear a baby crying like underneath, right? Like because they were trying to hide their babies and stuff. And so I'm like, wow, I'm so into this, right? And then so I'm looking at this tree and I'm thinking of the history, and I'm really caught up in it. And then I heard a baby crying.
Really?
I heard
we
a
gotta
baby
go out
crying.
there.
And
He was like, wait, I hear it.
and by
I
baby
hear
crying,
It's her baby.
I don't mean like some dude who's whining about his ex-girlfriend. I mean like real baby
A
crying.
real
And
baby
so
crying.
It wasn't a
Right,
whine.
right.
It
Looking at
wasn't a
Mr.
whine.
Sad over
It was
there.
a cry.
So I hear this baby crying, and I'm like, what? Like it gave me goosebumps, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I'm looking around, and like nobody's hearing it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why isn't anybody like acknowledging this? So then, as we're finishing up, I finally said, did any of you guys hear that? And I forgot who it was. I don't remember what person was it said, you heard it too? They
just
go,
didn't
the
wanna talk
baby,
about
the
it."
baby,
Yeah.
the baby crying. And then I said, yes. And as I'm saying it, yes, I heard the baby. I mean, I start to like get emotional, right? Like and they turn the camera to me. They're asking me, like, what did you hear, Roman? I'm like, I heard this baby. And, and they're like, you sure it wasn't something else? I go, look, I have kids. I know what a crying baby sounds like. Da, 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 da. And I'm going on and on and on. And I'm like tearing up. And then you hear a baby cry right behind me. We look
Ooh.
down the ground. It's a cat.
Oh no.
Who sounded just like a baby.
Maybe it was a baby trapped in a cat.
Maybe it's a baby trapped in it. Maybe it's a ghost cat.
Ghost
You know,
It was a baby.
it was a
cat.
hybrid between a baby and a cat.
But a
It's
lot-
baby cat.
Baby
It's a
ghost
show.
cat.
A lot of
Baby
people
ghost cat.
experience
Yeah.
things on that visit. One person, he's in Houston now, felt a cold hand
Wow,
in the,
so he moved to Houston
in the
after feeling
chakra
cold
gardens.
hands?
Yes,
Pretty
yes.
scary. Pretty scary.
And
By the way, you have warm hands. So there you
thank
go.
you.
Yes, thank you.
And Fernando,
Mm.
our cameraman, had got the orbs.
Yeah, there were so many like weird like orbs and stuff,
Wow.
and so yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. So, but anyways, her place is amazing. Just to walk the grounds, it's awesome, and like I said, so much history. And so what's happening out there, Patrice? That's hence again the puffy shirt and your cute little hat and all that. Your dress there, all that. It's because we're promoting this Renaissance Festival, a Renaissance Christmas Festival.
Yes.
That sounds like so much fun.
Oh, it's amazing.
Now,
It will be.
how many of these have you done, or is this a new idea, or what's the
Well, I had my first one in March, and we had about 1,000 people at that one.
deal? Wow.
And I'm expecting probably twice as many this time.
Okay.
We have got over 50 vendors. We've got artisans. We've got archers. The Greenwood is coming out. They run an archery team. Knights,
Yeah.
in their chainmail.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Haven't heard back from them.
Penguins.
Hopefully you have stuff under the chainmail.
We
right.
have soothsayers, the palm readers. We've got so much going on. So much going on.
That sounds so
Food,
fun.
lots of food trucks, different
love
kinds
food.
of food.
I love food.
Lots
Right.
of sweets. Very much Christmas time. I also have Rod Campbell coming out, who does traditional music.
Okay.
He'll be there both days, and he has some singers accompanying him. I also will have a Yule log ceremony. Yule log,
Okay.
which actually is an old Norse tradition
Okay.
where they would bring in, and if you watch Vikings on the History Channel, you'll see it. And it's a great series. They bring in the big log at the end of the year and put it on the fire, and everybody throws all that they don't want, their negativity and everything,
Their
into the
X.
fire. And then they enter the new year with positivity and a
I like
fresh
that.
start.
Nice.
And so we're inviting everybody who comes out to the Renaissance Festival this weekend, December 1st and 2nd, at the Jackson Ranch, 11 to 5, to bring all that negativity with them. No,
Yeah. Right. Right.
so you can
To get
write
rid
it
of it,
down.
though, yeah.
Exactly. So you can write it down, and when we light the Yule log around 4 p.m., maybe earlier, then you can write it down and throw it in the fire, or cast it off yourself into the fire, however you wish to do it.
Very
I
nice.
have a notebook
Yeah.
of stuff.
That is right. Right. It's like a book of encyclopedias. Dang, man. It's like A through Z. Look at this guy hanging on to some things
bring
here, right?
your journals.
Right,
Bring your journals, whatever you want to burn.
yeah. Photos. Right.
We'll
Clothes.
we may start the Yule log in the morning, so people can just add to it through the day.
Yeah, 'cause
you
there's
throw
a
in
lot of
you throw in a
negativity
little
to get
stick.
rid
We'll
of.
let you throw in a little stick with your negativity and burn it.
I like
Get
that.
rid of it.
That's great. That's a
Have
great
y'all thought
gesture.
about starting that fire with some tannerites?
Tannerite.
Oh my God, Mike.
Explain.
Oh, jeez. You didn't hear about
wait,
this?
Are those explosives?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bad boy, stay away from my Renaissance Festival.
Did you hear
Very
about that
godmother.
story?
We'll have
Not
a
invited.
serious
No.
Yule log.
Tell them what
What
happened.
Okay, so
happened?
there was a.
yeah.
Well,
What did you do?
I didn't do
Yeah.
anything. I'm always safe. But
Okay.
a Border Patrol agent was doing a gender reveal for their baby.
Oh yeah.
Which is
And-
highly inappropriate nowadays.
And
I remember this. Yes.
so they put tannerite with, I guess, the powder. And turned out to be
Some
blue powder
dolomite.
for a boy. With some dolomite. And they shot the tannerite. It exploded like it was supposed to in the blue puff. But it started a forest fire. A
Oh,
wildfire.
Oh my God.
And they were like 40,000 acres.
47,000
Yeah,
acres.
47,000 acres burned.
I hope they had a lot of money to help pay for
Well, he's
reforestation.
being charged $100,000 off the bat.
Yeah.
Then $500 for the next 20 years.
Good,
$500 a month.
because
But
they need
what-
to
but
replant.
whatever
He
happened
got
to
off
just
easy.
being like, hey, I'm having a girl.
Hey,
Hey, I'm having
right.
a boy.
It's in the
Wait a
cake.
minute.
But
right?
but
Yeah.
but now that it's like online, it's like people have to like
Up the game.
up the game,
Everything.
up it.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Everything.
man,
First
just
of
call
all,
someone, hey, it's a boy.
Yeah,
Right. Yep.
right. First of all, did you say? First of all, let me make this clear. This Yule log is in a contained. It's not the long one like they used to use back then. This is a Yule log that's in a container, right? It's going to be contained. There's no forest firing
So-
going on.
So
Like
it's
in
more
a
of a
pit.
you.
And
than
number
you.
two, did you say somebody was gender assigning a baby?
Gender reveal.
Gender
Oh,
reveal.
gender reveal. Oh,
Yes.
gosh,
Right.
thank you.
But they
Well,
are.
thank you.
We're
But
still
there is a
waiting-
whole gender assignment of babies thing too. But we don't get into that.
No.
We're still
No,
waiting to
don't
gender
tell
assign
me.
Roman. So.
Gen-
In this shirt,
Yeah.
you just never know.
I know.
You just don't know. You don't know. So, but no, but that's I'm saying that's crazy, right? Yeah, because everybody wants to up the game now, whether it be your gender reveal, whether it be your engagement proposal, prom proposals. When I started seeing this stuff,
Prom
these kids are doing for prom proposals now. I'm like, that's insane because you're setting the bar so high already for when someone, let's say, does get engaged and proposed to. Like they're gonna go, hey, Timmy, when I was 18, I did this. You know,
Yeah.
like what?
Well, actually, remember we had a guest here who everybody was mad at. Nikki's fiance,
Oh, yes.
Ryan.
That's
when
right.
he proposed with Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
and
he
we're
got
like,
Tom Hanks to do the
"Dude,
proposal.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know if y'all
man?"
saw that story. Y'all know
No.
our friend Nikki Young out of Morgan's Wonderland. She's like the creative director out there.
Tom
Yeah.
Tom Hanks
She's
fanatic.
fantastic.
Yeah, Tom Hanks fanatic for like forever.
Yeah.
Her fiance got Tom Hanks to do the proposal to her. Yeah, they went. It was a national news story. It was a national news story, right? So again, to me, I mean, that's good though. I mean, he had the opportunity, he did it. But again, what are you gonna do for anniversary?
Come on, dude.
Like, you know, you're gonna have Tom Hanks come make breakfast. Like, you know,
Yeah, how
where
do you
does it
top
end?
You're about to
that?
get your bro card revoked.
It never ends.
It never,
Well,
it never ends.
never
Well,
ends.
here's a little
Just
thing.
disappointment. You have to.
I know. At the Renaissance Festival, it's a great place to propose to people.
That's a great idea.
I'm
Oh.
single.
That's a great. Hey, yeah,
Don't do
Patrice.
it, don't do it.
Patrice is looking for her knight in shining armor.
That's cool, but I'm like, don't propose to me either.
right. You're trying to get rid of your old negativity and then bringing in new negativity. Well, you know, like, because my wife and I, we're coming up on our 25-year wedding anniversary
Oh, she's lovely.
in April. Yes,
I love her.
and she was like, you know, we need to.
Purple Rain.
Okay, we need to do. We need to do
I smell
a
garbage.
new.
This must be your garbage mouth.
Renew our vows. Showing her renew our vows, and then she had wanted to do this like in Hawaii because one year we went to Hawaii and it became a thing of like, hey, on our 25-year wedding anniversary, let's renew our vows in Hawaii and bring our kids and do all this stuff. And then we went like, what? Hawaii's expensive, so so we're not doing that. No, but different reasons. But we are going to be doing a trip though out of the country. And, you know, we talked about, well, let's hop over to Paris so we can renew our vows. Let's say over like Eiffel Tower or the Louvre or not what they call it. So the Louvre, I didn't have money for the Louvre. So to the Louvre.
Across the street.
Louvre, he's a blues player who plays down on 5th and 6th. So,
New Orleans.
but she told me because she gets after me because I never really proposed to her.
Oh, wow.
I basically just told her.
I'm gonna slap him
Yo,
for
we're
you,
getting
honey.
We should get married. Right,
What's
right.
up?
Like
Shame
that.
on you.
Right. I was like in this shirt.
Yo, let's just get married.
And I
No
said,
wonder.
we should get married. Yeah. So,
Roman's like, you want to or not?
right. We're doing this later.
He's like, you down?
Right.
What's up?
Right.
We down? We having some
Kids.
kids? What's up? Right. So, you make a sandwich? You know, so. But the thing is, we had already been talking about getting married. So, to me, like, to ask just, I don't know, it didn't make sense. So we. Can I help you?
She
You
probably-
having a stroke over there?
secretly got
Right.
Right. Like,
Yeah,
you
no,
didn't even ask.
probably so.
Are you hungry? Is that your stomach?
So right, yeah, she's just like, growl. What is that growl? So yeah, so she's kind of still holds against me, right? Whatever. 25 years later, okay, drop it. So, so anyway,
Not gonna change, lady.
right. So now, like, you know, we're gonna renew our vows, and so she told me the other night, she goes, well, we're gonna renew our vows. Like, you should propose to me,
What?
and I go. Like, we're
I mean,
still
that's a
doing
good
this.
idea.
Like, we're still no, Mike.
Well, every woman wants that beautiful moment where you get on your knees.
She wants to say no.
I get it.
Yeah,
I want that beautiful moment.
I know. I want that
I want
beautiful
that
moment.
beautiful moment.
That happened the other day. There was a story where they showed the woman proposing to the guy. Like, she
Wow.
got on
Yeah,
one knee,
I
she
don't like
proposed to
that.
the guy. People were like, "Yay, this is the world we live in now." And I just thought, I don't know. I wasn't really digging
You
that.
know what?
So
Well, then propose to her.
Even if I didn't like her, I'd probably say yes because that's pretty gutsy.
impressive.
here.
Yes. So my wife says, well,
I agree.
if we're gonna do, you know, renew our vows, you know, in Paris, like, you should propose to me. And I'm like, we've already been married now, like 25 years. We have 5
You're
kids.
supposed to stoke that fire.
And I'm
though.
supposed
You're
to
supposed to stoke that
propose-
Yule log with tannerite, baby. Love tannerite.
Hey, those are for people who ain't married. No, so you know what? You and your Yule log, just stay right over there, buddy. You
What's your stripper name?
No.
Love tannerite.
No
Right.
entry.
right. Burning log. So, but I don't know. I guess we weren't seeing eye to eye when I was saying it doesn't make sense. Like, because now it almost sounds like there's an option here to
Yeah,
not
say no.
get married. Because if I'm asking you, you kind of have the option to say no, right? Like,
Well,
am I
I
right?
think,
Are
I
you-
think she.
Maybe
Well,
she
no.
said,
Well, I
will
think she
you
just wants.
renew our vows.
I think she wants to just feel that moment.
And then
You can still say no.
Wait.
No.
I'm not giving her no option.
Well, it depends what you've done.
You're locking her in.
Locking her in.
Eyes, and you just say, sweetheart, will you marry me again? If
Look.
you had the chance.
Look, can you go do it for me?
No,
And just
not like that.
So you're going to
Will you
Italy
marry me
for
again? That's all.
for the dresses again.
Maybe not.
Yes, right. So yes, Mike.
where in Italy are y'all going?
We're going to Rome.
Yay.
Yeah, it's not a very
When in
romantic.
Rome.
Ooh,
Right,
do it
Rome
in the
sucks.
Parthenon.
They kill people there.
Do it in the Parthenon.
In the Parthenon. See, that would be me. She'd be like, See, because let me tell you.
Roman's like, I'll do it in the parking garage.
Right. Right. At the Al-Anon meeting. So we went to Rome, and last year is our first kind of trip there. And this is a great idea, the Parthenon. But I have a feeling she wouldn't like it. Like just like. It's old. Like it's old. Everything's old and dusty.
If you were like in Venice, I'd be like on a gondola.
She can be picky.
See, that might be because check it out. Because we go to Rome and so we go to the Colosseum, and so it's me, my wife, a few of our consultants from our bridal shop, and my daughter, and then we go we're at the Colosseum, and we weren't even there that long. Where they were like. So are we through? Or I'm just like,
no, you didn't go to the catacombs underneath.
Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. And I'm here looking around, and I'm doing. So I finally said, you know what, y'all do whatever you want. I'm going on my own. And so because I was like, and I was hearing it, and then so we went across to the street to the ancient city, walking through there, and I'm just so caught up in this. I'm like, this is amazing, man, the history, and
and then there was a Starbucks.
Right, it's like right there. Someone's looking at porn. It ruined it. So I'm like, this is the world we live in.
Starbucks, how can I help you?
Right. Yeah, we have our
Dunkin'
Gladiator
Donuts?
special, and so
Dunkin' Donuts.
so I'm walking around, and I'm just I'm so caught up in all this stuff in the history, and then after a while they're like, we're hungry. Can we go eat? And and I'm just like, are you kidding me? I said, you guys like want. Go get a sandwich or a pizza or something, and like we're walking thousands of years of history here. They're like, so then I became the jerk because I was like, no, we're not going to go right now. We're going to eat kind of suck it up, hang in there. They're like, Roman, you're so rude.
That's a good lesson for people who are not married. Is if you're thinking about marrying somebody, go on a trip.
Yes.
That is hard to get somewhere.
You're right,
because
Mike.
you will see exactly what kind of
how they
person
are,
bungee jumping,
and get them drunk.
True.
Bungee jumping over the
person.
Corinth Canal in Greece. Bungee jumping over the Corinth Canal right outside of Athens.
Nah. So I don't know what the weight capacity is of that bungee cord.
Or the bridge.
Hey, but speaking of marriage and all the awesome things that go with it, let's have a quick word from our sponsor, Bridal Connection.
Bridal Connection at Stone Oak will help you find your perfect dress for your perfect day. Consistently voted bridal favorite by San Antonio Weddings Magazine, Bridal Connection offers amazing high-end designs without high-end pricing. Located on the 1604 Access Road between Highway 281 and Stone Oak, or online at bridalconnectionsa.com. Call 210-967-4696 to set your appointment today. Bridal Connection at Stone Oak, your perfect dress for your perfect day. 967-4696.
All right. Thank you, guys. We have some of the lovely ladies from Magic Theater heading out now, but they were sitting here, I guess, hating the show. No, I was kidding.
You can't hate this show.
They said they had to go. Sure, I believe them. So anyway, but you're right, Mike. Travel with somebody and see how they act.
This is going to be a good show because they were cringing there in the corner during half the show. Like,
Good.
yes.
That's always a nice indicator.
Yes.
When people's faces like, oh, and I told my mom to watch. Like, oh, no. So.
I know. That's
Yeah,
right.
we've gotten in trouble a few times.
We got about 50% I know out of them.
Right. So, anyway,
I agree with
so
you.
we'll be doing another trip, and like I said, we'll probably be renewing these vows over
Again
there
to Rome?
somewhere.
Go somewhere
How
new.
long does someone have to work at your store before
You want to get a job like 3 days before?
Exactly.
Sorry, Mike, it's not going to happen. So, but no, this is going to be my, this new year, my year of travel. I'm already making my resolutions. I don't know if you guys are already doing that. Right.
Everything with an F.
Brownsville. Everything with an F.
Niceville.
Right.
Floresville.
Hey,
Oh, he's already there.
Pflugerville, even though it's a P. But you're too dumb to know. You're too dumb to know. You're like Pflugerville. So, Pflugerville got mentioned twice in this show today. That's weird.
Yeah, that's three
Why
right
was
there.
Is it
Boom.
3? Now it's 3.
And we have a show
Don't say
coming
it.
up
Why
in
is that?
Pflugerville.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a peeps out in Pflugerville.
Hey,
We'll be
you're
doing a
also
show at
welcome
the,
to the Renaissance Festival,
Grain
Pflugerville
Feed.
Peeps.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Come in from Pflugerville
Yeah.
for the Renaissance Festival. Christmas
Come up from Everyville.
Yeah, from all the bills. So Castroville, Whoville.
Brownsville.
Whoville. Did you see the new Grinch movie?
No.
Oh.
Have you?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Wow.
I heard a lot of
No.
people didn't like it. They said
It's really more
bland.
for kids. It's
Oh.
the creators of the Minions and Despicable Me, so it's really based for like the little kids. Because I took my nephew to go see it, and I was just bored the whole time.
So you want an adult themed Grinch.
Jim
I want
Carrey.
potty jokes.
I wanted to laugh.
Right.
I didn't laugh.
Jim Carrey.
But you
Jim
know,
Carrey.
it's funny though because you see
He
like
played
why
the
am I
best
standing like this?
Captain
Because
Morgan.
It's funny how a lot of
Henry the Eighth
You have
I am. That's what
superpowers.
you have to sing now.
you know, there's a lot of movies where like you see him as a kid and now you see him as an adult. You catch the adult jokes that were in there.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you didn't
Like
catch
The
it
Godfather?
first.
Yeah.
Yes, right, exactly.
Right.
The horse head.
I sit around with my kid, going through the toll booth, la, 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 you know. So,
Oh my God.
isn't this funny, babe? So, I was watching a Simpsons the other day, and I was like, some of the stuff, I was like they. Speaking of porn, again, we're back
The
on
Sixth
that.
Sense? Is what you
Speaking of
said?
porn, no, Simpsons.
Oh, The Simpsons.
That they found, it was an old, like a mine, like an old coal mine or something, and they found like old black and white pictures of women like in garter belts, you know, like
oh yeah.
like you know whatever, and Bart's like, wow, he's like old timey porn, whatever, and then what's his name, the kid that always goes ha ha, Nelson. So Nelson's like, give me that, and he grabs it, and he runs off behind a cactus. Oh, because they were French, French women in garter belts, and he runs off behind a cactus, and you hear him just go, oui, mon chéri, oui, and he's flipping through, and he starts saying that faster and faster.
Oh my goodness.
And then and then you just hear him go, and remorse.
Oh.
What? And I'm going,
That's dark and epic.
right.
Whoa.
And I'm like, this is The Simpsons. I'm like, how did I? Yeah,
I
like
don't watch The Simpsons.
you know, not
I
anymore,
never
right? Not
did.
really.
I
I just
had
go,
no
but it was like,
interest.
what in the world? But there's so many things like that. Even cartoons.
I'm
you
gonna
know?
start looking
Oh,
up
yeah.
the old episodes.
Well,
yeah.
what's crazy because even there's some kid movies that has some adult references in Disney movies,
Right.
and
Oh,
you're just like,
Right.
whoa, like of course the
That's
kids
what I'm
don't see
saying.
it, but as you know,
But as an
adult,
adult,
you're like,
Why do they do
Well,
that?
that's
Right.
how, the reason they do that is so the adults will take.
they want to keep the adults entertained
Over
a
and
little
over
bit.
that makes sense.
Right.
That makes
And
sense.
Well, and then when they wanted to exclude violence, you know, in front of children, but they put them in front of cartoons like the Roadrunner and all, where the boulders are being dropped on them from
Smashing.
above, you know,
Roadrunner
and Yosemite Sam who shoots it.
Well, that was,
Okay.
you know, that's funny because that was the thing now with
Tom and Jerry.
for this year, and you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. All these Christmas shows that are coming out now,
Oh,
everybody's complaining about how they're inappropriate, they're socially
The Charlie
unacceptable
Brown
because of,
special was racist.
Charlie
according-
Brown special was
according to some
racist.
people.
right.
Okay,
Why?
but,
Oh
but you have
my
to also
God.
think
For
though,
50
like
years.
right now, everyone's so sensitive in this time now. Like,
It's too much.
Because also, like with the new Lion King live action movie, like that trailer came out,
Yes.
and people are complaining, "Oh, it's not live action; it's animated."
See,
Well,
that's
yeah.
I'm
What
saying.
do you want?
Right.
You want a live
Go
action?
Lions.
Like, you're not gonna just-
Right.
Of course, it's not live action. Like,
Take two.
They have one. It's called the zoo. Just go. You
go
know,
watch, for
right.
real.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's like they're looking for a reason to
people are so
complain.
sensitive.
And yeah, when they were like complaining about Rudolph and
My feeling.
oh, you know, Santa was being a bully and he was only nice to Rudolph when he needed something, that sends a horrible message. It's like, oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
That's entertainment.
It's like just stop.
But
Exactly.
it's
Too
just so
much.
overwhelming where it's like you don't even want to look at the TV, social media because like people just go overboard and it's
They
ridiculous
do.
and you're like,
People
man, like,
relax. If
everything
you're
is
going to
too much.
turn on the television, close your mind.
You know what I use
That's
on
why
social
they call
media?
it the idiot box.
yeah.
On social media, I use this one
Sorry.
button.
I was on
more-
television today.
I
I
know.
use this one
here I
button
am.
more than any on social media. It's the backspace button. Because
Yeah,
I start to type something like, you know what? I'm
Oh,
like, you know
yeah.
what?
Me too.
Negative.
There's been
Back,
times
back,
where
back,
I'm like,
back.
nope, I'm not going to say
Right,
anything.
not
I'm
gonna
just
say
gonna
it, not gonna
not
say
look
it.
at
It's like
it
it's
and
not even
just-
worth getting into it.
Right.
for this
No,
person.
I know. I do that too sometimes. I'm like, and I'll just just
But-
get rid of
But when,
just get
when
rid of
I
all
do
of it.
put something on there, I am ready to fight, but
Sure.
I'm laughing about it the whole time.
Yes.
And I
And
know
pe-
they're
and
like
people
slamming
think-
on their
yeah,
keyboard at
and
home.
people think like, oh, I'm pissing this person off when
Yeah.
you're just back there like
Right,
laughing and
laughing,
having a
laughing.
great time
Yeah.
because
Oh, I
they're
know.
getting mad. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, look at this.
Or I'll
guy.
let them go. Like I had one the other day. He's put this long one thing, and I just finally just go, cool. And he was like, like he puts another thing. And I was like, okay, bro.
There's a
And he's
friend,
like, so mad.
Yes, I love
there's
short
a friend of
answers.
Roman's who aggravates everybody on social media.
Yes.
And I ended up just blocking him. So it's so
And I
funny.
wouldn't say friend. I keep him there because it entertains me.
So,
So you need to unblock him.
but no, it's so funny because it's weird watching people arguing with him, and I'm only seeing their side of the arguments.
Oh.
And I can only imagine
What
what he's
he's
saying
saying,
because
what he's
he's
saying.
just so out there half the time.
Yeah, yeah. But some people, they on social media, and you guys probably even maybe have experienced, if not, may experience at some point being in theater or an entertainer or something where you're out there doing public performance. There's people that will pick apart the most innocent thing and make a complaint or say something about it. Even like Cleto. You know, Cleto is like the cleanest comedian ever in the world for everything. And I've seen people, just take issue with something he said. And I'm like, that's when you're just looking for something to be upset about.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've experienced that with a few shows. When we did Madagascar, we did this new segment with the puppets.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, there's a few people who didn't like the puppets or like what we did and just started, like, meme bashing us. And it's like, and it's like, first off, you don't know us, and you haven't even come to see the show. You just saw a new segment that was early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't judge it based off that. Like, come see the show.
Yeah.
Like, come see
And
who we are. Like, you're just looking for a fight.
Right.
Exactly. Like, I'm just looking for a fight. Something that could, you come up on the stage and do it.
Right.
Then,
And these are
like,
people who have done nothing, aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Right. But yet they want to pick apart something you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
very sad.
that's what I'm saying. It's just it's ridiculous. So, but people want to look for a reason to be mad. Look, someone's calling me on my phone. I should answer it right just to see what they're doing. I don't know. I'll be like,
the
hello.
number is no.
And let them hear it.
Have you bought your insurance?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't answer if there's
or
no.
bill collector.
Right.
Oh, no.
Right.
Just ignore that one.
It's like that Cat Williams joke where he answers the phone from the bill collector and he's like, hello? He goes, yeah. He goes, are you in front of your computer right now? Yeah. Hey, okay, Tom, make a note of my account. You're never getting your money. No, I don't need a payment plan. No, you're just never getting your money. Like just so funny. I mean, I just, maybe there's bill collectors out there. I don't know.
I
haven't used credit in a long time.
Like, a lot of friends who bill collectors call them, and they say the most random things that just like the bill collector's like, okay, well, thank you, and they'll just hang up. Like,
I had a phone scammer, and I've shared this story. I'll share it real quick. No, we got a couple minutes left. Who I was believing them at first. They made me think they were CPS and that they were cutting off the electricity at our business.
Wow.
That there was a glitch and that he hadn't received our payment. And we're like, what? So they're like, you can drive to a branch and pay it right now. Okay, great. So they had me go to a branch. I pull up to this branch. It's a Dollar General. And they try to get me to go in and do a cash card and give them the account. I was so mad. So I went off on this person in the middle of Dollar General. And I was like, she's like, I'm sending someone over to cut off the electricity. I go, send them, and let them know. Let them know that when they got killed, tell their family. Tell their family it was your fault. That you sent them. Send them. I'm waiting. She was like, oh. This guy's crazy. My wife was standing there looking at me. She goes, everybody can hear you. Like, we were inside the Dollar General.
You're like, yeah, nobody's
I was like,
me, are they?
yeah, right. Man. And then what's worse is that's during Fiesta when I was king of Latin American Heritage Society. I was in my full regalia. So I'm over there, king of the Latin American Heritage Society, telling people on the phone I'm going to kill them.
You mean there's no YouTube video? Somebody didn't film this?
I told my, I said, I wish you'd have filmed that. I said, because that would have been
viral.
Filmed it. Like,
well,
what? With a big old.
I still say
that.
Filmed it.
Yeah.
I always say, film.
Yeah, I still say film. It isn't
We're filming right now.
It is in no way filmed. Right? It's like, okay.
We're digital media-ing right now.
On the Betamax. So, anyways, but this was fun. So again, Patrice, let me tell everybody about your festival. December 1st and 2nd. So this Saturday and Sunday. For those listening right now, you missed it for today, go tomorrow. But those on Facebook Live, jot your calendar, Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Both days.
Great, because right as it's getting dark, everybody go home.
Costume contest both days, a Yule log ceremony all day both days. I mean, the Yule log will be burning all day both days.
What kind of costumes? Because I'll come as Captain America.
And
it's a Renaissance festival. Okay. If Captain America can dress Renaissance.
And I'm seeing the only really entry fee is just a donation to the food bank.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome. That's a great look at you, Patrice, trying to help save the world. So, and guys, Magic Theater again, running through what date again?
December 23rd.
23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. People go to magictheater.com.
.org.
Yep. Okay, .org. Magic with a K. Mm-hmm. That's always good. And thank you, Mr.
Magic.
Mr. What did she
Magic.
call him, Mr.?
Captain,
I don't want to say what she called him.
Captain
I don't want to
Cook.
say what Patrice called him. So,
Captain Cook.
But guys, please share our video. Again, I got a show coming up December 28th at the Alzavar Shrine Theater. Me, myself, and I. No, Cleto and Danny, Tres Leches. I'll be making more announcements about that. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Angelita, for what'd you do today?
I'm just present.
Chiming in. So, all right.
She's a
Producer,
present.
intern.
All right, everybody have a great weekend. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Boom. That
See you
just
at the
happened.
Renaissance Festival.
Boom.